Hi everyone, welcome to MR Learning Circle. I hope everyone is fit and fine. So this is the 23rd lecture of our microbiology MCQ series. And in this video, I am going to cover the topic microbial disease and host pathogen interaction. And this is the first part. So what I have done from this video, that I have combined the content of 3 videos in one, so that your syllabus could be completed on time. I hope a long video would not bother you all. So that's the thing which I have done. Now I would try to complete the whole syllabus within 6 to 7 lectures. Okay, so I hope you all have watched the previous videos, and if not, then you can find the playlist above here. Now let's begin with our questions. So the first topic which we are going to cover today is normal microbiota. So the first question is, which of the following is the characteristic feature of normal microbiota? Your options are A. Always causes disease. B. Found only on internal sterile organs. C. Can prevent colonization by pathogens. D. Always transient. Correct answer for this question is option C. Can prevent colonization by pathogen. Question number 2. Which of the following sites in a healthy human is normally sterile? Options are A. Mouth, B. Lower respiratory tract, C. Colon, D. Conjunctiva. So the correct answer for this question is lower respiratory tract, that is your lungs and bronchi, and they are normally sterile. Question number 3. Which bacterium is a dominant member of the skin microbiota? Options are A. Lactobacillus acidophilus, B. Escherichia coli, C. Staphylococcus epidermis, D. Clostridium difficile. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Staphylococcus epidermis. Question number 4. The intestinal microbiota is crucial for the synthesis of which of the vitamins? Options are vitamin A and D, B, B12 and K, C and E, D folic acid only. So you all know the correct answer for this question is option B, B12 and vitamin K. Now question number 5. What is the role of Lactobacillus species in the vaginal microbiota? Your options are A. Produces lactic acid maintaining low pH, B. Produces endotoxin, C. Neutralizes pH, D. Inhibits epithelial regeneration. So the correct answer for this question is option A. Produces lactic acid maintaining low pH. Question number 6. Which factor can significantly alter normal microbiota composition? Your options are A. Sleep cycle, B. Antibiotic therapy, C. Moderate exercise, D. Caloric intake only. Correct answer for this question is option B. Antibiotic therapy. Question number 7. The term microbial antagonism refers to. Options are A. Cooperative interaction among microbes, B. Competition between normal flora and pathogens, C. Genetic mutation of microbes, D. Synergistic infection. Correct answer for this question is competition between normal flora and pathogen. Question number 8. Fecal microbiota transplantation is used primarily to treat. Options are A. Tuberculosis, B. Clostridium difficile infection, C. Influenza, D. Salmonellosis. Options. So the correct answer for this question is option B. Clostridium difficile infection. Now question number 9. Which factor does not influence colonization of normal microbiota? Options are A. Oxygen availability, B. Host immune pathogen, C. Temperature, D. Age dependent colonization. So correct answer is option D. Age independent colonization. Question 10. The newborn's microbiota is primarily acquired from. Options are A. Air, B. Mother's canal and skin contact, mother's birth canal and skin contact, C. Hospital environment only, and D. Food only. So easy question. Option B is the correct answer, mother's birth canal and skin contact. Now we have questions from classification of infectious diseases. First question. Which of the following is a communicable disease? Options are A. Diabetes, B. Tetanus, C. Measles, D. Cancer. Correct answer for this question is option C. Measles. Question number 2. A disease can spread worldwide is known as epidemic, pandemic, endemic, and sporadic. So correct answer for this is pandemic. Question number 6. Which of the following disease is non-communicable? Options are A. Food poisoning, B. Tuberculosis, C. Botulism, D. Tetanus. So the correct answer for this question is 1 minute. Yes, so the correct answer for this question is option D. Tetanus. Tetanus is caused by the spores of Clostridium tetani. So, and these spores enter the body through the wounds, not person to person. Now question number 4. The period between infection and appearance of first symptoms is called. Option is convalescent period, B. Prodromal period, C. Incubation period, D. Decline phase. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Incubation period. Question 5. Chronic disease differ from acute diseases in that. Options are A. They progress rapidly, B. They have short incubation, C. They persist over long periods, D. They are always fatal. The correct answer for this question is option C. They persist over long periods. Question number 6. Which is a secondary infection? Options are A. Infection following primary illness, B. Infections before illness, C. Latent infection, D. Nosocomial infection. Correct answer for this question is option A. Infection following primary illness. Now question 7. The disease constantly present in a population are called epidemic, B. Endemic, C. Sporadic, D. Pandemic. So correct answer is option B. Endemic. Question number 8. The index case refers to. Options are A. The last case in an outbreak, B. The first identified case, C. The most severe case, D. The average patient. Correct answer is option B. The first identified case. Question number 9. The subclinical infection is one that A. always causes death, B. occurs in animals only, C. produces no apparent symptom, D. is easily detectable. So the correct answer for this question is option C. Produces no apparent symptoms. Now question number 10. The term zoonosis refers to a disease that. Options are A. spread by vomits, B. are transmitted from animals to humans, C. occur only in humans, D. are transmitted via air. Correct answer for this question is option B. Transmitted from animals to humans. Now we have the next topic, that is reservoir of infection. Question number 1. The main reservoir of Salmonella typhi is. Options are A. soil, B. humans, C. water, D. rodents. The correct answer for this question is option B. humans. Question 2. Which of the following is a non-living reservoir of infection? Options are A. humans, B. soil, C. domestic animal, D. insect. So the correct answer for this question is option B. soil. Question number 3. A person who harbors a pathogen without a symptom is called. Options are A. patient, B. carrier, C. reservoir host, D. opportunist. So correct answer for this question is option B. carrier. Question number 4. Clostridium tetani is commonly found in. Options are A. human intestine, B. soil contaminated with feces, C. water bodies, D. milk. So the correct answer for this question is option B. soil contaminated with feces. Question number 5. Which of the following is a zoonotic reservoir? Options are cat is a reservoir of Toxoplasma gonadai, human E. coli, soil Pseudomonas, air influenza virus. So correct answer for this question is option A. cat Toxoplasma gondii. Question number 6. The reservoir for Yersinia pestis plague is. Options are A. birds, B. rodents, C. humans only, D. dogs. So the correct answer is option B. rodents. Question number 7. Water can serve as a reservoir for. Options are A. cholera, B. malaria, C. influenza, D. tetanus. Correct answer is option A, cholera. Question number 8. The reservoir of Mycobacterium tuberculosis is. Options are humans, soil, rodents. Option D, air. So correct answer is humans. Option A. Question number 9. The carrier state may develop after recovery from. Options are A, rabies, B, typhoid, C, influenza, D, measles. So the correct answer for this question is option B, typhoid. Now question number 10. Which is not a typical reservoir of infection? Options are A, humans, B, animals, C, air, D, fomites. So the correct answer for this question is option D, fomites. So that was for reservoir of infection. Now we have the topic of nosocomial infections. So first question from this is, which of the following best defines a nosocomial infection? Your options are A, infection acquired from animals, B, infection developed during hospital stay, C, infection transmitted by vectors, D, infection acquired by food. Correct answer for this question is option B, infection developed from hospital stay. Now question number 2. The most common cause of nosocomial infection in intensive care unit ICU is A, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, B, Salmonella typhi, C, Neisseria meningitidis, D, Vibrio cholerae. Correct answer for this is Pseudomonas aeruginosa. That is option A. Now we have question number 3. Which of is the major route of transmission for nosocomial infection? Options are A, airborne, B, fomites and hand contact, C, vector-borne, D, vertical transmission. So the correct answer for this is option B, fomites and hand contact. Question number 4. Catheter-associated urinary tract infection are most commonly caused by A, Klebsiella pneumoniae, B, Staphylococcus aureus, C, E. coli, D, Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So the correct answer for this question is option C, E. coli. Now, question number 5. The surgical site infections are due to. Options are A, Staphylococcus aureus, B, Pseudomonas putida, C, E. coli, D, Bacillus subtilis. So the correct answer for this question is option A, Staphylococcus aureus. Question number 6. Which factor contributes most to the nosocomial infection outbreaks? Correct answer for this options for this question are A, sterile air conditioning, B, prolonged antibiotic use, C, daily disinfection, D, single-use equipment. So the correct answer for this question is option B, prolonged antibiotic use. Now we have question 7. MRSA stands for. Options are multi-drug resistant Staphylococcus aureus, B, methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, C, metabolically resistant Staphylococcus aureus, D, mono-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So the correct answer is methicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus. Question number 8. Which nosocomial pathogen forms biofilm on the medical devices? Options are A, Staphylococcus epidermidis, B, Vibrio cholerae, C, Salmonella enterica, D, Listeria monocytogenes. So correct answer is option A, Staphylococcus epidermidis. Question number 9. The best preventive measure against nosocomial infection is. Options are A, use of prophylactic antibiotics, B, routine vaccination, C, strict hand hygiene, D, air filters in every ward. So it's strict hand hygiene. Option C is the correct answer. Question number 10. Which of the following infection is commonly iatrogenic, that means caused by medical intervention? Options are A, endocarditis following catheterization, B, common cold, C, malaria, and D, dengue. So the correct answer is option A, endocarditis following catheterization. Now we have the next topic, that is opportunistic infections. So the first question is, which statement correctly defines an opportunistic pathogen? Options are A, always causes disease in healthy host, B, causes disease only under compromised host condition, C, infects only through vectors. D. Non-pathogenic in all hosts. So correct answer for this question is option B, causes disease under compromised host condition. Question 2. Candida albicans causes infection predominantly in. Options are A. Healthy individual, B. Immunocompromised host, C. Vaccinated individual, D. None of them. So correct answer for this question is option B, immunocompromised host. Yes, now question number 3. Pneumocystis xerovicae pneumonia is a hallmark opportunistic infection in. Options are A. Diabetes, B. AIDS patient, C. Children, D. Healthy adults. Correct answer for this question is option B, AIDS patient. Question number 4. Which bacterium is an important opportunistic pathogen in cystic fibrosis? Options are Mycobacterium leprae, B. Pseudomonas aeruginosa, C. Streptococcus pyogenes, D. Vibrio cholerae. Correct answer for this question is option B, Pseudomonas aeruginosa. Question number 5. Which viral infection frequently reactivates in immunosuppressed individuals? Options are A. Influenza, B. Herpes simplex, C. Dengue, D. Measles. So correct answer for this question is option B, measles. Question number 6. Opportunistic infections are most likely in. Options are A. Malnourished individuals, B. Patients on chemotherapy, C. Organ transplant recipient, D. All of the above. So correct answer is all of the above. Now question 7. Aspergillus fumigatus causes disease mainly in. Options are A. Immunocompetent individuals, B. Neutropenic or immunocompromised patient. Neutropenic or immunocompromised patient. C. People with allergies only, D. None. Correct answer is option B, neutropenic or immunocompromised patient. Question number 8. Which of the following can turn pathogenic after antibiotic therapy disrupts microbiota? Options are A. Clostridium difficile, B. Salmonella typhi, C. Vibrio cholerae, D. Mycobacterium tuberculosis. So your correct answer for this question is option A, Clostridium difficile. Question number 9. Reactivation of Mycobacterium tuberculosis in old age represents A. Primary infection, B. Secondary or opportunistic infection, C. Mixed infection, and D. None. So the correct answer for this question is option B, secondary or opportunistic infection. Question number 10. Which of the following host defenses, when impaired, predispose to fungal opportunistic infections? Your options are A. Neutrophil function, B. B cell function, C. Complement activation, D. Natural killer cells only. Options. Correct answer for this question is option A, neutrophil function. So that was all for this lecture. I hope you have learned something from this video. If yes, then please do like, share, comment, and do share it with everyone who needs this. Thank you for watching. Keep studying.